Welcome to the Omar Sessions, man. Let's talk about some real stuff.
And you see the statement I made, it wasn't to cause division because we lose dividing each other, innit? It's like light skin, dark skin argument. It's like, black British people copy black American people. I don't really care who copies who, like we're all one people.
Yeah,
like,
but that's different. That's not, we're not one people. We're not one people. For a long time, for a long period of time, the division was made by y'all. Back in, let's talk about it. Back in the 1970s to the 1980s, none of y'all wanted to be called black. Let's be real.
But wait, hold up a second.
That's a fact.
Hold up a second. All
y'all identify.
Listen.
I'm gonna clarify. Let me articulate that.
You're saying all y'all, yeah, and I'm born in 1988.
Yeah.
I can't fucking answer for them motherfuckers. What are you talking about?
So yeah, exactly.
Like they didn't want to be called black. So then there's a problem with me.
So hold on.
Let's talk about today now.
That's what we're talking about.
And how pressed
Lord.
American people would.
You're cosplaying. Yeah? We're not pressed. You're cosplaying black Americans and try to take the stuff that we did and say that we're part of you. We're not. You guys never stood on business for a long period of time. Y'all got colonized. Most of your countries. Congo is one of the most wealthiest places in the world based off resources, but still one of the most poorest countries in the world at this moment in time. You've never stood on business to control your continent, and now you're trying to identify as us on an international level just to get pussy. Come on, stop it. We're two different people.
Do you think, that black people from England or from Africa want to be known as American?
You're wearing an NBA jersey right now, bro. What are you talking about?
Point one making is I feel sad for you lot because you ain't got nowhere to go back to. That's what I was saying.
We have the country that you're cosplaying. What are you talking about? You're literally cosplaying. You're a true patriot at this moment. You look like a true American at this moment. Let's be honest. With the representation,
Congo.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hold on. You got the name of a Congo basketball player on the back of your shirt, correct? Right? Mm-hmm. Do you know who made it popular to wear NBA jerseys outside as fashion?
Black people, you see, this is what it looks like sometimes. You see when black people get like a little piece or something,
A little piece?
No, let me explain myself here. You see when black people sometimes get a little piece of something.
A piece of what?
They might run with it. I'm going to explain it if you let me talk. They're going to run with it and don't actually understand the big
you're pushing
picture.
narratives without any continuity or context.
Hold on. It's not for me.
You're wearing...
It's for black Americans and I'm happy for them for that.
You're not listening. Listen. Let me land.
It's not for me,
Let me land.
bro.
Look at the person on the back of your jersey you're wearing. Black Americans fought for him to have that opportunity, and you don't even see that. And you're saying, look, it's my people. Who fought for him to have that opportunity? Not you.
But that's him. Because he's in America. You're saying that American people fought for me to do. No, they didn't. But I'm happy that they did for black people.
What do you
mean?
mean?
This is the thing. You lot are just not seeing the big picture.
Before the civil rights activists, before the civil rights happened, people were treating melanated people like shit internationally. That's a fact. Tell me I'm bugging. And then we got and showed the whole world that it's not okay to sit there and treat people just because of color.
All right. Good morning. I want to say first and foremost, I appreciate y'all. We are at 101 subscribers. Okay, we are at 101 subscribers. We went from 80 something last week to 101 within like a couple of days. So I want to say I appreciate y'all. And I thank you. But what we want to get to today is we want to talk about identity cues and delineation and how all that coincide. You understand what I'm saying? We want to talk about how all that go together. So identity cues can show up in a whole lot of different ways, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it can really show up like, it could be like cultural references, it could be like name affiliations. You understand what I'm saying? It could be like it could be something as simple as like the shit that people shout out. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like at one time in hip hop, a lot of people was, and I really don't see a lot of people doing that anymore because, well, first of all, because I really don't listen to a lot of new hip hop. But I just really don't fool with it at all. You understand what I'm saying? So I could be wrong, but I could be right. So one thing a lot of rappers used to do a few years ago was shout out the Bay in California. They used to shout out the Bay. And they used to really, really shout out Mac Dre. Now, I don't really see a lot of rappers doing that anymore. But at one time, it was a real prevalent thing. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Mac Dre. But I don't really see a lot of rappers doing that anymore. But that's an example. You know what I'm saying? And identity cues could be shit simple as like, you know what I'm saying, cultural references, behavior, mannerisms. It's something as simple as like just people like sagging their pants. You understand what I'm saying? It's like it's a callback. It's like a calling card to let you know like this is what we doing and this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It could be something simple as language, speech, as I talked about earlier this week. Just AAVE, just our vernacular, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so why this shit is really important is because we got people always trying to copy our shit. As I gave a perfect example in a young man who was previously in the video. You understand what I'm saying? We have a lot of people like just trying to cosplay us, man, and it's disgusting. Really is what it is. It's just really disgusting. And it's annoying as hell. You know what I'm saying? We get tired of it, man. I want to hit y'all with this, man. I'm gonna let you go on about your day. About a few months ago, my job was hiring for a certain position. And they was hiring for this position, and everybody just they really was glad to see this position come open. It hadn't been open for a while, and so a lot of people thought they were really qualified for this position, man. There's people who had been at my job like maybe 12, 15, 11, 8, 9, whatever, years or whatever. But me, myself personally, I threw my hat in the ring or whatever. You know, I've been in my job for about 5 years, going on 6 now. So we say one of us gonna get this or whatever. We was all rooting for each other. But it also was a young man who, you know, great kid, man. You know what I'm saying? Great kid. He had put in for the position as well. And everybody knew that this kid was going to get the position, man. You know what I'm saying? But he hadn't been at the job 6 months. I think I can remember myself just, you know, giving this dude a little bit of training. I'm not going to say a lot. I'm not going to take credit or anything like that. But I gave him a little bit of training or whatever. I put him on some game or whatever when he first started or whatnot. And so I just kept saying, man, something's up with this dude. Something's up with this dude. Something's up with this dude or whatever. So, you know, long story short, man, you know, this guy ended up getting the position or whatnot over all these people who were well qualified for the job or whatever. You know, not saying that he wasn't or whatever, but these people were well qualified for the job and they did not get the job, including myself or whatever. And it's cool. You know what I'm saying? So I would hear this guy a lot of times when we go outside for break, you know what I'm saying? And he would be speaking patois with his homeboys or whatever. I think that's how you pronounce it. A couple of his Dominican homeboys or whatever. Come to find out this dude was Jamaican or whatever. So I asked him one day, I said, man, what's up, man? I say, I hear when we come out for break or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You be out here talking that shit or whatever. I say, where you from, man? You from Kingston and shit? Like, you a Jamaican? Like, yeah, man, I'm a Jamaican or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I kind of figured you was Jamaican. So what ended up happening was he brought in a few of his homeboys or whatever, got them hired or whatnot. You know, they be talking their little shit or whatever on break and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Now all that's cool, whatever. But I knew it. I seen it coming, man. I knew it, you know what I'm saying? Like, what really happened was, and in a lot of people's opinion, what really happened, this conclusion we came to, you know what I'm saying? Buddy had no kind of affiliation with nobody. He had no camaraderie. He had nobody that they felt that he needed to be loyal to and that he was going to have any kind of alliance with, or, you know what I'm saying? There was nothing obstructing him from like snitching on anybody or whatever. Like they basically got him one. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So what they did was they found a young guy who was in school. He was impressionable. You know what I'm saying? He was fresh over here or whatever. And they roped him in. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it goes with a lot of times. That's how it goes with management, or that's how it goes in the United States. Period. Excuse me. They find the ones that are impressionable and who looking to move up and don't care who they step on, don't have no allegiance to nobody, don't have no obligation to be loyal to nobody, and they rope them in, and they be like, well, you know what? These people, they can do our dirty work. You know what I'm saying? They can do our dirty work. They can do all the shit that we don't want to do, and we don't have to get no kind of blowback for it because it's not us. Our hands are completely clean. So, you know, that's just how it goes, man. And a lot of times, like, these people, man, they don't have no kind of connection to the soil. They don't have no kind of connection to the struggle that our ancestors have been through, and that ring true with us, and that things that we know we've been through. They don't have no connection to that. They don't have no reason to be loyal to any of that. So, I mean, it's really like, what else can you expect from these people? And that's even more reason to delineate, because, like, why do we need to even affiliate ourselves with these people, and they don't have no respect to where we come from and our contribution to this society as a fucking whole? You understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't have no obligation to these people, and they don't have no obligation with us. But what do we need with these people? We don't have no use for them. You understand what I'm saying? It's not saying, like, man, I got plenty of homeboys, man, plenty of coworkers that I work with. They okay guys, man. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to them. They cool people. They genuine. They genuinely just, you know what I'm saying, they good people. Despite them being from another place or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they just good people. And shout out to them, you know what I'm saying. I appreciate them. We help each other every day and all that or whatever. But the ones who are here to solely undermine us and to just, you know what I'm saying, be a thorn in our fucking side, like, we have no use for these people. We have no use for them at all, and that's the reason why we seek to delineate, and that's why we are continuing to delineate from these people, is because we got other shit to do. You understand what I'm saying? We need to make sure that we always make a distinction amongst ourselves, that we are not them and they are not us, and that's another thing too. Like, that's why we want to be identified as foundational Black Americans, because it draws a line in the sand, is what it does, and keeps other people from co-opting and piggybacking and riding our coattail on things that we trying to get done, and things that we are seeking to set right for ourselves, and things that we are seeking to reclaim for ourselves. So, I mean, that's just what it is. Like, delineation ain't really, it's not hate. It's not just not denigrating anybody or whatever. It's just saying we are who we are, and they are who they are. Nobody has any problem with anybody else seeking to identify themselves and saying, okay, well, we Mexicans, or we Asians, or we're Italians, or whatever other group, you know what I'm saying, that people want to identify. We saying we are who we are, and we want to be recognized as such. So it ain't got to be no semantics. It ain't got to be no word games. It ain't got to be no bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? So I think I ran a little bit over, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a little carried away, but that's all I got for today. And I appreciate y'all time, and I'll see you guys later.
Girl, where is my rose at?